Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the DisasterMinds Podcast. I am Micah.
I'm Joel.
I'm Gary.
I'm Noah.
And we're ready to hit back with another great episode for you guys. Returning person here, Gary. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, long awaited, long missed.
Yes, I've missed this podcast greatly. It was hard to not, it sucked not coming back because it was so much fun.
You've been busy.
I've been really busy.
Yeah. Catch us up. What's been going on in Gary's life? In 20 words or less.
lot of wedding planning since I got
Congratulations.
engaged.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My
Yes,
boy Gary's going to get hitched.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I'm also doing night school for welding because I'm going to be a welder. And that's 5:30 to 9:30 Monday through Thursday every night. So
wow.
Night's been busy, and then I have work
Tight
and
schedule.
some other online schooling as well. So been rough. Not rough. It's been
busy,
productive.
Yeah,
a good kind of busy.
Yeah.
That I'm glad, but now I can't do as many fun things that I want to do. So
Fair enough.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, people often tell me they call that
grow up.
adulting, and
Adulting.
yeah, I'm still trying to.
You use the gerund form of the verb adult. It's a very
Well, it's better than adultery, but
adultery.
True. So, again, we're just happy to have you back.
I guess we're adulters,
well, maybe you. I don't do it very well.
You seem to be the only one here doing it successfully. So, all right.
So true.
So I'm gonna just get something off my chest before we get too far in this podcast and I forget. Noah and I have both seen The Batman, and it hit every expectation and more, I thought. And it honestly even put to rest some fears that I had about the movie in general.
What fears did you have about the movie?
I wasn't sure. I was confident that Robert Pattinson could do a really good portrayal of Bruce Wayne, Batman. Right. But I just didn't know. I really didn't. I was unsure for a little while. But he didn't let me down at all the entire time. He was really, from what I've read, I know we talked before that he was a little bit maybe harder to work with in some instances. But
really? Than Christian Bale?
Apparently, yeah. He didn't yell at anybody, but he just didn't sometimes.
Well, as far as we have the audio recording to this point.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But there are a couple things that came out.
You and me, we're done. We're professionally.
Yeah, he didn't break any of those, burn any of those bridges yet. But he I think the producers or the director wanted him to bulk up a bit more for the movie, but he kind of refused. He was like, "Nah,
really?
This is he kind of had an idea of what he wanted to look like for the movie, and he really stood his ground on that. They even halted production a few times to try and give him that opportunity to bulk up. But then I also read that they halted production quite a few times due to COVID. So I really don't know actually how much of that was even true.
Right.
That could have all been speculation and
rumor
rumor now.
He did look a little small for a Batman, especially coming off Ben Affleck, who was a beast for it.
You guys have said before, this was supposed to be set early on in Batman's life, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
The movie told us that this was 2 years into to him being the Batman. So
okay,
they really emphasized a lot the term the Batman. Did you pick up on that a lot?
Yeah,
which was intentional.
Yeah.
I read there was kind of a point to emphasize the THE part because in early adaptations that was what he was always called, the Batman. But then the part fell off and he just became Batman. But Matt Reeves wanted to bring that back. He drew in a lot of inspiration from three main comics. It was The Long Halloween, Ego, and I don't remember what the third one was, and that's a shame because I should know it.
It wasn't Hush, was it? No,
it wasn't Hush, though they did make a reference to Hush.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I goofed. This might be a spoiler part of the episode of the podcast. We're going to try.
I don't even know what you're speaking right now.
know.
To me, this is like algebra or trigonometry.
Noah and I will try and be vague for those who haven't seen this episode or this movie yet, but no promises. So, anyways, they did allude to Hush a little bit in the movie.
That'd be such a good concept for a Batman movie. That'd be awesome.
I would love to see it. So,
see, when I'm thinking of the movie, the horror movie where the woman's death. That's
that was
what
a
I'm
good
thinking
movie.
of.
Right, yeah,
when you say Hush, is that
There's
not what you're?
No, there's a Batman
villain named Hush.
Oh,
Hush. His name is Thomas Elliot, and he was wrongfully. His father, Thomas Elliot's father, died at the hands of Thomas Wayne. Now, not intentionally, but on the operating table. But
he was a doctor.
Yeah, but Thomas Elliot blamed Thomas Wayne for his father's death, and later on, what he did was he he became a serial killer, and he would take pieces of people's body, very specific pieces, like their ears, their nose, their lips, something like that, and then he reconstructed his face to look like Bruce Wayne. So then he started going around and impersonating Bruce Wayne to try and tarnish the Wayne family's name.
So he's like Frankenstein's monsters, Batman.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So there was some illusion of that, and that's important to know because I read that Robert Pattinson has actually signed on for 3 total movies.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, so I think they're already kind of trying to set up for things in the future. The movie does run at 2 hours and 55 minutes, and I was not
Moses.
Well, it's got Andy Serkis in it, so it's got to be freaking long.
Whoa, I didn't know
did
that.
you?
I didn't find it slow though.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was obviously long, but I didn't find it slow. I don't think it dragged. Like everything that was happening was always important and like in advancing the plot. So
yes, one thing
I didn't find it lulled at all.
I agree. The lull, there wasn't one, and I thought there are times when it was like halfway through the movie or so, and all of a sudden you start uncovering, or Batman starts to uncover that he is a part of the Riddler's plan as well.
Right.
And
yeah.
They bring to light that Thomas's Bruce Wayne's family, his dad, his mom, weren't exactly who they seemed to be in the spotlight, and they had secrets and they lied about some stuff. Mm-hmm. So now all of a sudden, Batman or Bruce Wayne is trying to deal with understanding who his parents really were. So in the middle of the movie, they introduce a completely different subplot line, and they dove into it. He uncovered it. He figured it out, and it wrapped up all within the movie.
Yeah, that's what was cool about it.
It was so good.
With there was just multiple villains, multiple different storylines, but all just wove together really well. Because obviously, a lot of times when you have a lot of villains, it's easy for it to just feel like too much.
Yeah,
and like
kind of like
Spider-Man 3 and all that.
Spider-Man.
But they did it just so well, and it all mattered and tied together so well between like the the Marconi family, Penguin, Riddler. Like it all just tied together so well.
Absolutely. Yeah, and at just under 3 hours, it's about half the length of the Snyder Cut. That's nice.
You're right.
I was also talking with my dad about the movie. He saw it last night too. He was saying he liked how much it was Batman and not Bruce Wayne. Because I mean, obviously, The
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Rises. It was like 2 hours of Bruce Wayne, 45 minutes of Batman. Right. Even the Ben Affleck.
I thought the
Batman
plot explained it well, though.
Yeah, the plot called for it, but it was just nice that most of the movie was him as Batman uncovering all this stuff.
Yeah,
there was. We were maybe about an hour or so into the movie. I actually will say the timelines I give you guys are not going to be accurate because I did completely lose myself in the movie that I wasn't keeping track of time. But maybe about an hour or so into the movie, I'm like, I haven't seen Bruce Wayne yet. They showed him very briefly, but then next thing you know, he's already back in his Batman suit outfit. And I'm like, okay, I was all for it. Yeah, it very much so was focused on, Batman and Bruce Wayne trying to become the persona of just the Batman.
Yeah. Is it even worth trying to figure out what DC has in mind with this, or is it? I
think it's standalone.
It's just going to be its own Batman.
It definitely
series,
could. It does stand. It does separate itself from what Zack Snyder and them have already done with the DC. It's not tied to that same universe at all.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. They need to jump. They should have jumped off that train a while back.
They tried
it seems
hard.
Like they have.
I won't give them props for holding on as long as they did. But
really though, I mean, because it's the product that they made wasn't good enough to be I'm glad they. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I know that you're a bigger fan of those things.
None of those, but I don't.
Well, I don't but I just mean for me I don't know what even. I guess Man of Steel was the original from that series.
Started it.
It's that was okay, but it's not even the best start. I liked it. I liked it just fine as a movie, but it's not even the best start of a universe or anything. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what their plans are with anything anymore.
It's very, and I actually I agree with you. It's very hard to tell what the DC universe is doing other than just pumping out movies.
But I think they're just trying to do that because a lot of the DC animated features are really good and they're not connected. It's just basically standalone adaptations of comic books.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to shift that because they do good adaptations and storytelling through their animated side of things. So I think they're trying to do that with their live action now. Ditch the expanded universe. It's already been done to death. Let's just make good quality movies. And some of them might connect, some of them might not, but it's just kind of whatever.
I wonder why those type of shows haven't just switched to a full on 10 episode hour long series. Every season you just have 10 episodes and you can weave so many more storylines into that sort of format. That's basically a 10-hour movie a year in a way.
That's a good point. I don't know.
Because I mean, isn't DC Warner, and that's also HBO. So
Yeah.
that's Game of Thrones. They already do that stuff really well. Like,
Yeah.
why don't they just do that with their DC stuff instead of trying to make crap movie? I mean,
Yeah.
no, you guys really liked Batman. I'm not saying that. I just mean from the
No, yeah, I
previous,
get what
from
you
the
mean.
previous iteration of the DC universe.
Yeah.
Another thing I really liked about it was the soundtrack and the score. Like, I love the Batman
after my
theme,
own
which is
heart.
so menacing and badass. But then the Riddler theme, how they had the Ave Maria,
Yes,
and it was just
every-
kind of
yes.
creepy.
Yeah.
And you'd hear just notes of both of them throughout the movie. It was just so well
I made
done.
the exact same point because that's what happened. It was towards the end of the movie, and the Riddler is he starts singing Ave Maria.
Yeah.
And then like after he kind of fades out, the melody is still playing in the piano, and then the Batman shows up and it just switches.
Oh,
and,
it was so well
it's
done.
seamlessly done, and
Yeah.
I thought it was a fantastic movie score.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
One thing I wanted to touch on about it, another thing was Paul Dano's his character playing the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
A while back, Joel and I had watched There Will Be Blood.
And Gary.
Gary, you were there for us
I
that
was
too.
there
We
too.
watched
Yeah.
I Will Be Blood, and oh my gosh, I saw so much of Paul Dano's character from that movie because
Really?
he's the screaming over the top preacher, right?
Yeah.
And he'll be talking real calm, and all of a sudden he just raises his voice and he's like prophesizing, right?
My favorite scene was the end with the bowling pin.
Right,
that
you're
was
right.
the
Yeah,
best part.
That
That's
was
a
a
good
really
scene.
rewarding scene.
Oh yeah.
Not in There Will Be Blood, not in the Batman.
Oh,
so much-
right. I haven't seen
Just
the
to
Batman.
clarify.
Yeah.
So
But there
So
might
much
be a
catharsis.
Right.
there might be a bowling pin in that scene also. I haven't any idea.
But Paul Dano's Riddler did the exact same thing. He would be very calm and very like a melancholy, and like someone would try and talk over him, or they would make a point, and he would just get really loud, and he would just start screaming into the microphone or the phone he was talking into, and then he would just go
yeah.
and then compose himself, and then like just kick back into his statistical. It was impressive. It was very, very, very well done. And Joel, last episode of the podcast, you asked me if I think that this movie could win any awards, and I have to say now after watching it, 100%. I think Paul Dano's portrayal deserves some sort of recognition for that. I think the soundtrack should get some sort of praise as for how captivating it was.
It's Michael Giacchino, man. He's an ace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, Ace in the Hole with that.
Yeah,
guy.
The Incredibles, right? And,
He did
He
The
did The Incredibles, yeah.
and
It's
he
just-
also did the Avengers theme.
And
I
he-
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I thought,
That's
yeah.
right.
Wonderful. Yeah, so quick take real quick so we can wrap this part up. Noah, what did you think about, like, final consensus? What would you tell someone who's like, what would you tell them about the Batman?
I think for me, The Dark Knight is not only one of my favorite superhero movies, but one of my favorite movies, period. I don't think it quite got there, but I think it's definitely above any other Batman movie, like the Keaton ones, the other two Bale ones, the Ben Affleck ones. I think it's like the top one besides The Dark Knight. And that might be recency bias. I just saw it last night. I definitely want to see it another time or two, but I think that's kind of where I'd rank it. And the only real drawbacks I had, which I thought that Robert Pattinson's Batman was awesome, but I thought his Bruce Wayne was just a little weird and eccentric. Like, typically Bruce Wayne kind of takes on that, playboy persona, even though that's not what Bruce Wayne's really all about. He just kind of does that as like a mask so people don't suspect him and all that. I just thought he was, a little too weird as Bruce Wayne, even though I thought overall is, still a really good performance. It's not really, but that was really my only complaint I had. The ending was like, I liked the whole movie, but the ending just kind of felt a little, I don't know. I didn't find it to be the most satisfying ending in a lot of ways.
It's an art film. Oh no.
Well, I mean, if
Why
they're
you
also
say-
prepping for another two movies.
Why you mean it wasn't satisfying?
That's true.
In what
Well,
way?
I mean, this is gonna get into spoilers, but I just thought like
Hit us.
Riddler was in jail, and then just I don't know, the flood thing just kind of felt a little out of left field for me. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I know that's what was gonna happen when the things blew up. I don't know. It just kind of, it felt like the movie was going a certain way, and then it just went from like this small scale like detective film to like a big disaster in the city. It was a bit of a switch up, and I was like, I still love the movie.
Right.
I think it's great. I give it like a 8.5 out of 10.
Right.
But just the ending I didn't find it to be the most satisfying ending.
Okay. No, I respect that. I want to tell you why I thought about the ending real quick, because I had some similar thoughts, but I was able to, I think, understand it. I did do a lot of reading about this movie after I watched it, so maybe this helped me a little bit. So on the Bruce Wayne topic, that actually was intentional. I agree
I know
too.
it's intentional.
But because he wanted, because like we said, he's only in his second year of being the Batman. And so Matt Reeves said he wanted Bruce Wayne to be more of that recluse. He wanted him to act essentially, and he even said this in the movie, he wanted to forget the Wayne name. He didn't want to be Bruce Wayne anymore. He wanted to only be the Batman. And the Riddler made a comment about this, like, people don't know that you put that, or you put that mask on to hide yourself, but people don't know that that is the real you, like being the Batman. So the whole, like, not, Batman being, or Bruce Wayne being a shut-in, never coming around the city, I actually appreciate that, because it definitely made him, it gave that idea of, like, okay, he's definitely struggling here. He only wants to go around and beat people to crap because he's angry about something.
And on that note too, I guess, like, kind of even rethinking now what I said, like, especially if they're doing another 2 or 3 movies, they're probably going to develop him into realizing, as Bruce Wayne, I still have obligations, and so it could be a cool, like, even though I didn't love that choice for this one movie, if they kind of have it as like a character development arc over the next 2, that could be actually pretty cool.
In the movie, he made that comment too, because they're on the top of the stadium, and he goes, "I realize now that all this time I didn't think I was doing anything for the city, but now I realize I have been, and what they need me to be is hope."
Right.
And so now he's realizing, he's running that higher call to be a presence in the city, to let people know. Yeah, because there was throughout the entire, in the very beginning of the movie, he talks about how they think I'm hiding in the shadows, but what they don't know is I am the shadow. And when the light goes on, people get really scared, and all the criminals just go away. He's like, I'm not even there, but they think I'm going to be there, so they stop doing what they're doing. But then at the end of the movie, there's a little girl.
They're never safe.
Right, yeah. There's this little girl at the end of the movie who's actually
under the table right now.
It makes me second guess that big van purchase I just had.
By the end of the movie, this little girl is actually holding on to him, and when she's about to be taken away by the paramedics, she doesn't want them to take him. She wants Batman to stay with her, and that's when the whole monologue what do you call that? Voiceover part's happening, where he's saying, I'm supposed to be these people's hope and desire for them, right? To like, for safety and security.
Yeah.
Last thing about, like, the Riddler's, like, left field plan. I agree. That was very kind of like I didn't see that coming, and and I almost feel like that was more of a Joker move than a Riddler move, because it did where it was thought out and methodical in the sense of, like, I'm gonna blow up the city. The Riddler, in my experience, has been more of like solve this riddle and then you win the game. But Batman has solved everything. He literally stopped him, put him away, but he was still doing things. And I don't know. I haven't really seen Riddler in that way, but maybe I haven't dived into the Riddler that much.
That's a good point.
Those sort of things make you wonder, like, if villains or just bad people in real life had those kind of, like, needs, like, I need you to play this game for me, like that would be so much easier to solve a lot of crime, right? It's like, I'm just not gonna play your game. Actually, I need you to play my game.
Or like, just go on Wheel of Fortune or something.
Yeah, right.
You gotta kill people.
Yeah, go on, like, the longest streak ever and win a bunch of money. It's not that cool.
Like games.
Sorry, I have one more question for you. What'd you think of Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman?
Oh man,
is that Lenny Kravitz's sister?
I think it's his daughter.
His daughter.
Yeah,
she's an actress now.
I will say I didn't know how I was going to feel about her, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty well done. I thought that she brought a good element to the movie, of just like, throughout most of, like, comic book iterations, Batman has always had this love-hate interest relationship with the Catwoman. She has a desire to, she's like a kleptomaniac, I guess. She's always trying to steal things or just give herself a better life.
Is it for, like, she's selling that so that she can make money to?
Yeah,
or is it because she just likes stealing?
A little bit of both, I think. Yeah, she likes stealing, and then she also, like, will steal, like, big piece of jewelry and sell it to someone, or just steal money in this movie's case. And Batman always is trying to. She's that person that he's always trying to save. Like, Selena, I know you're better than this. You can be better than this. So he's always constantly trying to help her find the better path. To be the higher higher call. But then she's always, she shows up when she needs to. But then she always ends up.
She basically just works for the highest bidder.
At the end of the day, she always is stuck back into her life of crime. So that's why they kind of have that yin and yang relationship of, like, of trying to find that balance of good and evil that she's going to do.
Right.
So
really good at stealing. Like, Batman wants her to be better.
Yeah,
she's really hot.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you do?
He wants to be around her, spend the time with her.
Yeah.
He's like, I take the time out of my day to come help you.
Yeah. Did you like that she never found out that he was Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I
agree.
feel like in like the source material, like the comics and TV shows, she typically doesn't know.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about Hush. That's when she finds out in the comics, and that was fairly recent, right? Like, Batman always kind of keeps himself guarded around her in a lot of ways because he doesn't fully trust her.
Yeah.
You know, he has these feelings for her, which is weird for Batman, but I mean, you know, he just like doesn't fully trust her, so he doesn't really share that part of himself with her, really.
I got a question sort of relating to this. What do you guys think of Daniel Craig's James Bond? Because the character is already established in the books.
Right.
And then through a ton of people playing him. Batman's already established in the comics. And then through all the people playing him. Like, who has done Batman, not James Bond? That was just like also James Bond does this. But like, it's kind of a problem because it's a good character, but people who watch the movies are like, well, that wasn't James Bond.
Yeah.
It's like, that's his name. Like, well, what do you want? You know? So like, which is this closer to the Batman that the like comic book fans or like the people who know Batman, or at least think they know Batman? Is this closer than like maybe the Bale Batman?
I think so, because Bale's Batman was supposed to be a more realistic take anyway than like. But I feel like with Ben Affleck and Robert Pattinson both, they tried to make it more like comic accurate and all that. So I think
aren't there multiple revamps of Batman throughout comics, like by itself.
Yeah, but
so
I mean Bale was supposed to be more of like a realistic, like this could happen.
No,
He definitely made some
I understand,
changes,
but there was
though.
a time where apparently someone visualized Adam West Batman out of Batman
back when it was like a lot more campy and cheesy back then.
And also like, I feel like based off I'm not saying the original comic because I don't know how people view those, but like I almost feel like when Batman was on Scooby-Doo or something like that, like that was almost like what
this
Batman
Robert
was.
Pattinson sucked compared to that.
Right.
That shit was awesome.
No, that was the best
awesome.
Batman I've ever seen personally.
Oh, well, when I say comic accurate, I guess I mean like since like the late 80s to now, where he's been portrayed like dark detective. That's kind of what I was getting at, but for me, I mean, Bale, I just grew up watching Christian Bale Batman, so that's always going to be my Batman, quote unquote.
I grew up with Daniel Craig, so.
Yeah, well, same.
I
still like
think,
the Sean Connery ones. But
yeah, those are classic. Okay. I think for me personally, after this movie ended, I was driving home with my wife, and I told her I thought that this was the most comic book to movie adaptation that I had seen in a long time. I thought they really stuck
even over the Marvel universe and stuff.
Oh, 100% over the Marvel universe. Yeah, Marvel universe definitely takes elements from it, such as characters and stories and plots. But they've definitely taken a lot of creative freedom, which they have then said like, okay, well, yeah, that's because this is supposed to be separate from the comic books. It's supposed, yes, inspired by, but they want to make their own identity in that way. With this Batman movie. The Batman movie, I thought that they did a good job of sticking true to just what I've seen and read throughout comic books. And I did find out the other comic book that they were referring to was Year One Batman, which is again about the early stages of Batman. And one thing that I don't think is really explored a lot, or maybe even well known, is that in the early years of Batman, he is just this. He throughout the movie, his tagline is "I am vengeance," right? And so he is just this guy who's just going around and beating you to pulp because he's the justice that the city's not going to give you, right? And so they did a really good job of him, just like he did. They stuck to the whole no guns rule. He was like, I don't kill people.
But he's non-lethal, right? And he'll break your spine.
Yeah. He'll throw you off, 2-story building.
You'll spend the rest of your life, in the hospital.
But you're alive. But yeah, I don't know. I thought they did that. Just a really great job with just keeping the.
He didn't have a DNR.
Yeah.
One cool thing I'm seeing here too, as far as
he will be resuscitated.
The future of this goes, is apparently for the next ones they're thinking of introducing like Robin, Court of Owls, Mr. Freeze.
I think I know who Robin's going to be.
Who do you think it's going to be?
It's going to be the mayor's kid.
How can you do
that would make a lot of sense.
Just honestly, like how can you do the Robin Batman dynamic in this day and age and it not be weird?
I don't know. I hope they do it though, because Robin's a really good character. It'd be cool to see him on screen in a more serious way than before.
We haven't. Okay,
I know, but sidekicks just doesn't really like in that manner. I don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't really see it like.
Also, one more quick thing. They're also making a Penguin spin-off on HBO.
Is Danny
Hopefully
DeVito
with Colin
coming
Farrell.
Really?
No,
He's coming
Colin
back.
Farrell.
Danny DeVito
on HBO.
reprised-
He was
Yeah,
the
on
best.
HBO.
He was the best
That could
penguin.
be really interesting.
That could be.
That could
I
expand
eat
the universe a
and,
lot.
and then I
so.
eat with the penguins. he's a penguin.
But yeah, okay, that's going to wrap up this segment of the Batman. If you wanted to skip the spoilers, you can now hit play.
Hey, welcome everybody.
Dude, the Robert Pattinson had. He was like, "No, this is my interpretation of Batman, like my body, and like he's fat." And they're like,
Right.
Are you sure? He's like,
It's
"This
like-
is the Fat Man, right?"
Yeah, you always said the Batman.
It's like
No,
Thor going through his tough times. I got really depressed after my parents died.
Really
Who
depressed.
can
Put on a
blame
couple
me?
LBs.
Yeah.
I bought a Wendy's.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. What you guys want to talk about? Is that it? Are we done here?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see. No, I'm just kidding. We got so much more here for you guys. Quick question for all
Oh
of you.
no.
Quick question for all of you. ShowDown, SmackDown. I just want to throw this one out here. I think this one's going to be really funny. All right, who do you think would win? He-Man versus Drax.
Oh man.
Drax is from
Like Guardians of the
Guardians of
Galaxy.
the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah, He-Man's from.
I need
Masters of the
more
Universe.
clarification on He-Man.
Yeah, I don't know
He-Man's
too
from
much about
Masters of the
He-Man,
Universe.
honestly.
He's got that really powerful sword.
I'm not familiar with He-Man.
Yeah, enough to like figure.
Okay,
I
just
feel
think
like
about
as
a
long
really
as he could just be
big-
like, "I'm over there," and then Drax wouldn't understand that he's not actually over there.
Right. But Drax is also, he thinks no one can see him, when
That's-
in fact,
That's fair.
We
So maybe
can.
he thinks someone else is talking to, or he's talking to someone else.
yeah.
Yeah, He-Man might get really confused.
What's
and
the
be like,
scenario?
Where'd you go?
What's the scenario? How do they meet? Because like
Drax owes He-Man like $20.
Yeah,
Drax doesn't have it
'Cause he wanted to
He-Man's
get-
upset.
yeah, that's
not
exactly
a
what
tattoo,
it
but
is.
like that thing where they like run the knife so he gets the imprints on his
He
arm.
got the like a
kind of like what
something stupid.
the guy from Black
Killmonger.
Panther, Killmonger, yeah, because
Oh,
he had all those dots, but like Drax kind of has that same.
This is every person I've killed.
right.
Oh,
Yikes!
damn.
That's a lot. Okay, yeah, no, I think we go with that. I think we think we run with that.
So he owes him $20.
Yeah,
Okay.
Drax owns He-Man $20. Drax is not willing to pay up. He says he spent it on chips.
He thought it was charity.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said I was moving really slowly. They didn't see me.
Well,
They saw
maybe he
me.
just didn't understand the like. I gave you this money, you give it back with interest. Like,
Yeah,
Probably-
exactly.
He probably just didn't understand.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first this time.
okay,
so
yeah,
I
would
think
love to hear what you have to say about
I
it.
think
So-
that when it comes down to it, He-Man is going to have the powers in the universe in his hand, and he's
of course,
going
naturally,
to
naturally, I know that.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's going to be
Because he's a man.
duh.
He
Duh.
doubles down on it.
He,
He says,
He
is a man. He's man.
Dude
"She,
guy.
woman." What?
He is going to
Still got
summon
man in
his powerful
That's not-
sword,
right.
And he's going to go, "I have the power!" And while he's doing this like supercharge, Drax is going to be moving like super slow. It's like, I got this guy. He doesn't know what's happening. He's like, he's behind him slowly with a dagger. Like, I'm gonna get him.
I don't mean to knock Drax, but has he ever actually successfully done anything?
Moving on.
I'm gonna go with He-Man.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing. I was like, yeah, why Drax is moving super slow? He-Man's just gonna see him throw an elbow back real fast, and he's gonna do that really cool like move where people drop the sword and spin it, and they go backwards with it, and it's
Sure.
impel him.
Oh.
It's gonna be like a quick.
Like some Jackie Chan choreography.
Yeah, it could be
type of
some-
thing.
Yeah. Or
quick
that was
20
like
second.
Lord of the Rings or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. That
Like
I think that
Legolas.
did happen. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. He-Man wins.
Okay. Noah? Does He-Man win?
I think He-Man wins.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
I've
Why-
just never seen Drax do anything successful.
I know, Drax
He
fails
pretty much
everything.
has
He's-
messed
He
up
did
every
jump
situation.
into the mouth of that giant monster, and then he was inside. He's going,
that was pretty cool.
and he just
That's true, but could he
blows
have done
out
that
of
on
it.
his own? I don't think so. Without a team?
I think He-Man's smarter. I think that's what it comes down to.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
Drax-
they both got the brawn, but He-Man has the brains,
There we go.
Yeah.
That's the defining. That's the difference.
There you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Take that, bullies.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
I'm sorry. I got to go with He-Man,
Yeah,
but
me
I
too.
don't know enough about. I've seen Drax in the movies. I don't really know. I've never read the Guardians of the Galaxy, but I mean, just simply like, it just has to do with competence. It's just competence.
Logistically,
really,
it does make sense.
I think Vin Diesel would beat Drax. So I mean, of course, He-Man could do it.
Well, he's Groot.
Vin Diesel could have played Drax. You know, I mean,
he played Groot instead.
Right.
But
That's
he didn't
true.
want to have his shirt up for that long. I don't blame him.
And he's got family.
He does have family.
I get it. Okay. Well, hey, that was great. That was awesome.
Have you guys seen the trailer for Bullet Train? No?
Oh
I
yeah,
have.
with
That looks
Brad.
great.
What's his name?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Yeah, it's like
It's
Mul-
Brad.
many
Do you
assassins,
guys
like, get
know
on
Brad
a train.
Pitt's real name?
Bradley.
Bradjamin.
It's Bradley. Is Bradley Cherry-Pitt?
No,
Cherry?
Yeah.
that can't be
Is
true.
Bradley middle
You got
name
me
Cherry-Pitt?
looking it
This
up.
name's not real, like as it is, right? No, I mean, like it may be Cherry-Pitt, but like
You're a joker. It's
Wait, what
William-
happened?
It's William Bradley Pitt.
Oh!
Man,
I thought I had it right. I'm sorry. That was Bradley
You're
Who
Cherry-Pitt.
told
such
you
a
that?
joker.
They won.
He's from
I
Shawnee,
just
Oklahoma.
the person
I
who
bet.
told him.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the movie Split?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's who told Micah.
that was
No.
Harold. He's the history. Like he's like the fun version
He
of
knows
me.
a lot about celebrities' names and
He-
where
oh,
they.
oh, hey guys, it's like hell yeah.
Bradjamin Cherry-Pitt.
Yeah, he gets super eccentric and he's like really bubbly. It's great. He's fun to be around. No, I think it looks really good. Actually, I saw the trailer twice now because I watched it a couple days
before
ago,
Batman.
and then it
Before
actually
the Batman,
they
sorry.
showed it before the Batman.
Before the Batman.
And I thought
The Batman.
it looks really funny. Wait,
No.
did they show it before the Batman?
Is it like a Kill Bill? Like
Which?
like I'm
Oh,
in-
it's more
hop
like
on.
the Hateful
Bullet
Eight,
Train?
actually, in a way. Because
Oh, it
like,
is.
well,
Okay.
it's like multiple assassins are all on this train together looking for something.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
There's
And
a
like, so it's
briefcase.
actually kind of like Hateful Eight in that way because they're all a bunch of bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Like locked in that cabin.
Yeah, like
It's like-
Bradley Pitt, or Bradley. Sorry,
William
I almost
Bradley
called him
Cherry.
that. Brad Pitt is like he like a retired assassin who like gets into the business. Like he wants
He's
to
back.
get in
One
easy.
last ride.
Yeah, Vin
So-
Diesel has a cameo in it. I'm pretty sure.
So Brad is a retired guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He's a
acts-
retired assassin. He doesn't want to get back in the game, but
Okay.
he's
He
got
has
to.
to,
He's
yeah.
got to.
So now
Joe
he's
King is in it.
acting in this movie.
Yeah,
Okay, congrats for him.
It'll be cool, like a Hateful Eight bounty hunter kind of movie with like Star Wars characters.
yeah, dude, I'm about that.
Like that's what Boba Fett should have been.
Boba Fett could have been that.
Yeah,
It had the
but
potential. They nerfed the hell out of Boba Fett.
I know he went from like this badass crime lord to
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
But they had to pull him
Suck.
out to make him the badass crime lord, right? Because what did he ever do before?
He was not that badass, and all you got was
In
like
canon,
Darth
he
Vader
is.
going "no incinerations" or whatever. Or
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you
Say-
get to
yeah,
see
yeah.
him walk like frozen Han Solo onto the ship.
Disintegration, I think.
Okay.
disintegration, no
You
disintegration.
get to watch him walk him onto the ship, and then the next time you see him, he falls into a Sarlacc pit.
Okay, yes, you're right.
Like, what-
but if you read comics and
Who
if
is
you
this
look
guy?
at his portrayal in the Clone Wars, he has a lot more going for him, right?
Cad Bane's way cooler, man.
Yeah, and he got
yeah,
freaking
Cad Bane's
capped.
so cool.
That sucked. I did
Oh,
not
he
want to
dies.
see him die.
Wasn't he like super old though? Also
He
for
was
his
really
race,
old.
for
80.
his
He would have been really
He
old
was,
at
but
that
he got
point.
He had
Timothy
those
Oliphant.
wrinkly blue balls.
like blue raisins down there.
He's
Yeah,
Papa Smurf.
but
he's
I really thought Boba Fett turned into Mandalorian
It
season
got better when it
2.2.
did. By the
Yeah,
way,
2.5.
Yeah.
Dang! Oh man, it's better
It got
when
better.
it did
and-
Mandalorian.
No, it was so funny because it got better, and then Boba Fett wasn't even
They
in
added
it.
plot to Mandalorian.
The two best episodes of the entire season was when Boba didn't have a single appearance.
they had to create an interesting character out of a background character, like a character with like little to no information who's supposed to be
Right.
somewhat like I was a fan of Boba Fett, like before the book of Boba Fett came out, but there was like no reason for me to be. I
Yeah.
just liked his armor
Yeah.
and I thought he was cool. Like they had to really create something, and I mean like
No.
him, Jango Fett, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think honestly, like him not appearing in the episode, like, really lives up to his character. Like,
You're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
he is
Yeah.
not in most of all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what he did. You know, like that.
So if you're actually, that's a beautiful thing to say, because if you think about it, he is who he's always been for us.
Yeah.
Just a presence that we
He's
know
like that
of.
dad that went to go get milk.
Yeah,
And never came
Yeah.
back.
yeah,
and he's
exa-
not-
absolutely.
Because he's
The blue-
riding banthas.
Yeah, Bantha's in the desert. Absolutely true. Yeah.
clawed my way out of the Sarlacc for you.
No, yeah, definitely. Speaking of that, I know we speak too much about Star Wars, but I'm gonna continue on this trend. So I have a question for you guys. Do you think that in the new trilogy, the lightsabers seem like they're heavy?
That was the so stage combat wise, I like that. I think it adds like something real for it to me, because like
Right.
we're going from sword because that's like the closest thing to a lightsaber. So like sword fighting we see in movies.
Yeah.
Like it's like you get cut or whatever. But the lightsaber, it's like you get touched with it and it's like, like you're dead.
Yeah.
Right.
So like I loved the fast like paced choreography in the first. So my thought of it is original trilogy had in like the second two movies the best realistic choreography. I think that was like probably as realistic as they could have made it.
Yeah.
Right.
First, like maybe if you're going from like a lower canon side, you say this is there with the Force everything is faster. And it's kind of like chess. Like you're in a position and you kind of just figure out who wins. So I was like, okay, I could like, Revenge of the Sith. I could enjoy that. I could enjoy the Darth Maul fight because it was cool and it was flashy and I watched the shit out of those. Like the last ones, I did like the direction of it. At first I didn't, but I did like the direction of it. But it just got sloppier and sloppier. Like
the sword fighting or the storytelling?
Both.
One follows the other. No,
Okay.
but like the throne room scene where they ice the supposed to be the main villain. Yeah, Snoke, who turns out to be a nobody.
Just
a byproduct of waste.
Yeah, just like but like if you watch that scene. Oh man, it is gross. There are some guards going like over the head, like, oh, he forgot to duck. Adam Driver forgot to duck.
There's a scene where the lightsaber actually disappears. Like they had to edit it because like I forget how it goes, but like Rey, the way she moves the lightsaber, it should have decapitated her. I'm pretty sure. So they had like, let's figure this one out. And so like they edit it and they just like make it disappear and then it reappears in the position it needs to be so like it looks right. But
so,
it's happening so fast in the movie.
Can I just understand it? So like the reason why they're heavy is I don't know for sure, but the reason why they're supposed to be heavier is because it has something to do with your force power. Is that what that's supposed to do? Like you pull from your strength? Is that what they're saying?
The Darksaber does.
The Darksaber, but I mean, is that what they're trying to make it appear as like in? Because the only reason why I'm asking you is because at this point it seems like they've just become the Schwartz.
Yeah,
like from Spaceballs. Like that's actually like it literally just has to do with their like strength. It's not just a utensil.
Yeah,
like it.
I think,
which I'm not saying it was ever meant to be that way, but it's like they've actually now pulled from something that's spoofing themselves.
That's how they won. Actually, they decide to get back at who spoofed them.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Here's my understanding of how lightsaber mechanic has worked. Now, I will say I haven't dived deeply into the lore of what is the lightsaber, but here's what I have learned. Here's what I've learned is that there are different styles of fight that certain people just decide to take on. And it just depends on how your fighting style is. But one thing that has always been to all of their benefits, whether they're a Jedi or they're the Sith, is that, or even a Dark Warrior in Kylo Ren's case, is they have the Force on their side, which allows them to have a predisposition to have an understanding of what the next move is going to be, right? They know where the next person is going to strike. So the entire time, like you said, it's a chess game.
That's how I rationalized the fighting from the first trilogy 1 through 3.
Yeah,
Revenge of the Sith. It looked great.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
It was cool. I wanted to buy those lightsabers.
Absolutely, because they had this understanding of where to strike next, and the other person is going, they're striking here, so I'm going to strike here, but I want to counter them and do this. So like it's a constant in their mind, a chess game of how they're going to get the upper hand. And typically it does just end in almost a stalemate of them locking sabers. And
actually, that's true. I never thought about that, but a lot of the fights in the like prequel second trilogy,
right,
they almost always end in stalemate.
Yeah, and so it has
most of the fights.
Yeah,
actually.
they have to either
With lightsabers.
They're
Not
locked in
with
their
guns.
sabers, and they have to pull away
That's
and
like a
restart.
Russian
Yeah.
army
What?
from World War II. Like, if you they just had numbers.
Yeah.
It's gonna win because they have
Clones.
numbers.
Yeah, and then you
Droids.
have in let's take Attack of the Clones for instance. You see Count Dooku is clearly the superior, right? And he bests them by taking, for very clear evidence, taking Anakin's forearm off, and nicking Obi-Wan, in certain areas, because he had a higher strategy. He was more.
Well, he's a
skilled.
duelist.
Yeah, he's a duelist. And he studied forms that were foreign to Obi-Wan and Anakin. But going to the latter trilogy, it seems as if they just I felt like anyone who knew how to grab something could wield a lightsaber, which I did not appreciate because I thought that took away a lot of the what made a lightsaber so much more powerful. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at the end of the day, though, it is a tool. Though it's not something that I guess I don't know, but is it something that the blade only comes out if you have the Force, or is there a button that it's a mechanical? You click a button, this blade comes out.
Yeah, there's a button.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it is just a utensil.
It is, but the thing is, a lightsaber is a Jedi's weapon, right? And it was a device created by the Jedi or the Sith, whoever came first, whoever it was. They have to go through a very strict challenge course. I don't call it a challenge course. Just a challenge where you have to find your kyber crystal. And it's not just going to be any crystal. You just can't find one.
It's like Harry Potter, yeah.
Yeah,
you got to choose you.
Yeah, it has to choose you.
And your hair gets all windswept.
And other wands start flying off everywhere. You're like, what's happening?
This is just a mess.
Yeah, but it's just specific to you. And then your lightsaber and you in a way you share a bond. Obi-Wan even tells Anakin that multiple times. This weapon is your life. And for that weapon, for that purpose, I feel like it's not just anyone can pick it. Now, I know in the Clone Wars we saw other people take lightsabers from people or Jedi and start using it to a certain amount of degree.
Right, but deflecting a bullet or something would not be something that could be done without the Force ability.
Right, and I've never seen,
unless you're really lucky.
Unless you're lucky, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just seeing Finn pick up a lightsaber and
But how many times would you be lucky? Not very many. Yeah, you probably
It'd be trying to block a bullet with a sword. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
Unless you're Viggo Mortensen, then you can.
Yeah, sure.
He's the only one I've ever seen do it.
But I don't know, I just feel like seeing Finn, who, other than the combat training he had from the New Order, never picked up a lightsaber in his life.
Yeah, should not be able to aim anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Including a sword.
And he's going toe-to-toe with Kylo Ren.
Yeah, is he a stormtrooper or what? He
Not
shouldn't
anymore.
be hitting any. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He's.
Anyways, that's my hot take on it. I think they looked heavy. I didn't appreciate it. Moving on.
Yeah, I like it looking
like
light and elegant, man.
I also feel like Finn
Absolutely.
had good direction, and then they just were like, nah.
Yeah, they said this Asian girl likes you and nothing else.
And then she kisses him without his consent, and
Oh.
then,
And then
just
she
throw her aside
doesn't
the next
die.
movie.
He saves. It's Stockholm syndrome.
We don't
from
win
the
by
oppressed black
killing those
male
we hate.
saving the oppressor.
Yeah.
So
That's
true,
so
Yeah.
deep.
dude.
It's an art film.
Dude, wouldn't that have been such a better
The
ending
ship they were
if
going to destroy was a hologram.
Finn
the
just
whole time.
went right into that laser, blew it up, and saved the day?
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been
Right.
so
That
much
would
better
have
than
been-
I think I would have liked
killing
him.
those we hate. We just save those you love. It's that's just so stupid.
Like what you were gonna save everyone,
Yeah.
bro.
Right.
Do it.
Yeah.
What are you
It's
doing?
like this could have all been over. No, I won't let you.
I saved
won't let
you,
you
silly.
save everyone. I won't let you do it.
we win wars by hugging our enemies. It's like, come on, this is so stupid.
It's like the Kylie Jenner commercial with PepsiCo.
exactly like that.
And they're in the middle of a protest, and then she walks out of the crowd holding a fucking Pepsi.
It doesn't matter if you're a person or police. You can all get along with Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepsi's universal.
I actually believe that full-heartedly. So
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. Pepsi's
I
pretty
love
good.
Pepsi. I would
Man.
wage wars to end wars
this
for Pepsi.
podcast just got canceled.
So true.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Clear out your desks, boys. We're all getting fired.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are getting paid?
Are you,
Yeah.
What's
you
the next topic?
You didn't get your check? Okay, moving on real quick.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a bill though. You actually owe us to this point.
Yeah,
Sorry, we didn't tell you.
this podcast is a subscription plan. You have to subscribe. You have to pay $14.99 a month to listen to
And that's why I haven't been on such a long time.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you're not paying your dues yet. Rent's up, buddy.
So, but another movie that came out recently that you've seen is Uncharted.
I have seen that one.
I'm sorry. Was it good? Was that movie good, Micah?
Okay. So here's something I want to say this real quick. One thing I've been really bad about in the last couple of years is I've decided I was going to be a critic. Now, no one told me I was a critic. No one gave me the green card to be a critic.
I think that's what makes you a critic.
Yeah, exactly. And I
You,
started.
you decide that you're worth
Right?
your opinion's valuable.
And
You
it's not.
want to
No
hear
one.
my opinion.
Yeah, no one wants to hear my opinion.
I want to hear Gary's opinion.
So I decided in 2022. This was not a resolution I made, but I decided I was going to start watching movies and trying to enjoy the hell out of them, regardless of what it was. So I will say this: I enjoyed the movie because it was a movie and it entertained me. But if I were to look at it and say, does it hold true to the source of what Uncharted is?
Well, that's my problem with like the James Bond and the Batman.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
is the movie alone
Like
good?
it for what
the
it
character-
is,
Yeah,
or
like
don't like it.
are we? Because now we're not comparing this movie. If I was to compare the first 3 Uncharted games to the movie, I haven't seen the movie, but I'd probably take the first 3 Uncharted games because I thought they had a fun story.
Right.
Mhm.
I liked the origin. I
Yeah.
liked that it was kind of like, oh, he's sneaky, but he's good-hearted.
Yeah, and
You know?
that they definitely pull a lot of that into the movie. I mean, here's the thing. I will say I have a bias towards 2 people: Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. I really
man.
enjoy them.
Okay.
And do you disagree?
Well, Troy Baker and Nolan North.
Oh, yeah.
They were in the latest game.
Right.
That was a great combo.
Yeah. No, I totally
but-
agree.
But Nathan Drake's likeness in the games is so close to Nathan Fillion to me
I know
that I'm like, oh, if he was younger and
Right.
more
Yeah.
in shape and like
it could happen. Yeah.
he was up to the task, he
I
could do
agree.
it, you know. But
No,
So the
I
way
like-
they do things, though, they could do he's older Nathan Drake. Like, there's no reason why they couldn't.
I think
make
he's
it
too
both
old though.
ways.
I don't know if he could pull off some of the moves that Nathan Drake has.
Okay,
Well-
okay, but listen, watching Harrison Ford in the Crystal Skull is like, oh, he really shouldn't be doing this.
Okay, we can
But,
go back
like-
to that, but I will say
But
that
no, but
movie
he's-
should have happened.
No, but
what are they doing to Indiana Jones? No.
What I'm saying is he's a lot younger than Harrison Ford was even in that movie. Like, he could do what he needed to be done.
If he could get into shape in time, I will not say no.
Why
You're
would you
right.
expect that it wouldn't happen, though? Like, it happens all the time.
Because here's what I think it comes down to.
Well, now it's too late.
Well,
that is it. I
Because they
think
booted it up as
But,
this.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I totally agree. If it was back in 1999 when The Mummy was coming out, absolutely. But that game hadn't even debuted yet, so it wasn't going to happen. I think unfortunately that they probably definitely used. I feel like Nathan Drake and Brendan Fraser from The Mummy, they look almost identical. You know.
think I can kind of see that.
Just in like the attire,
Style,
and the
I
hair,
guess.
the style,
Style-wise.
maybe
Yeah.
not face, but at least style. They look pretty similar, right?
Actually, Brendan Fraser was kind of jacked back in the day.
He was
Yeah.
He
Actually.
was.
He had
Like,
good. Yeah,
He
and
was a unit.
If
He
they had
was.
made
Well,
the,
like that George of the Jungle movie, though, like he's actually pretty ripped in
Yeah.
that movie. Like,
Good. He got Nick Caged a bit, which I feel bad, but
yeah, it seems like he's had a rough career. I really like
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, but
So, but back to the movie at hand. I think it was fun, and I think if you don't say I'm comparing, if you don't watch the movie and say, well, the game didn't do that or the game didn't say that, if you look at it and remove it from the game and say, oh, the game is the source material, right?
Yeah.
The movie is inspired by what has been produced via the game, you can go, oh, it's a fun movie, and I like to see what they do. But it is an origin story, right? It's
Yeah.
from the very beginning of Nathan Drake, or I think just call him Nate a lot in this one. Nathan Drake's origin of just now becoming the what thief? What kind of thief is he? I don't know.
Antiquities.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know.
He's a
basically-
modernized
belongs
Indiana
in a
Jones.
museum.
He's like a treasure hunter.
Yeah, a treasure hunter. Thank you. That's what it is. That's
Slash
obvious. So it's very early on. Sully is a little bit more gruff. You know, he's a little bit like cold-hearted. He's kind of in like Mark Wahlberg really just has like a disposition to just want the money, and he kind of does.
Oh,
he
man.
goes to any degree, and that's not really what Sully's been about, right?
Well, in that, again, it's like, is the movie good? But like, I really like the character in the first one. I guess it's about expectations. In the fourth, in the Thieves' End or whatever, they have Nathan Drake's brother, and he is like, that man will do anything for the highest bidder. So like,
His brother will.
Yeah, so like
Really?
Nathan, no, Sully. He
Sully
thinks that
will.
of Sully.
Oh,
So
sorry,
he's like, Nathan Drake is like, I guess we do get to see Sully in the games. We see Sully solely through the. Did you like?
I like that. That was good.
That was good.
That was pretty.
a lot.
I'm gonna do it again real quick.
Yeah, do it again.
We see solely
Oh,
through the
man.
lens of.
This guy knows his English language.
I do of Nathan Drake.
Okay.
So maybe that's actually
Maybe that's what they
a
drew
clever interpretation.
But you
of
know
like,
what's actually really interesting? I will say
First time?
I'm playing through the games right now, and which is kind of fun because they're older. You know, they hold up. Haven't seen the fourth one, watched the fourth one rather. But his brother is a big point of contingent in the movie.
yes.
So I wonder if they drew that source from there.
The fourth one has a little bit of origin.
Okay, that might
Well,
be what it is. Then.
I see that's another thing though is like with removing yourself from the prior expectations or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you know, like when I watched I think it's Jim Caviezel, right? Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, yeah.
And
Right.
And who's the other guy? I can't remember his name. Right? Guy Pearce.
Yeah,
Like
Henry Cavill.
well, yeah, whatever. That movie is what I'm saying.
Name another character.
I don't know when an actor. I don't know the actors in the movie, all of them, but like when I watched that movie, I had like just read the book, like the Count of Monte Cristo, you know, and so like watching that movie, I'm like, this is not good. But I've always said like, if they named that movie something else, it'd probably be a really great movie.
Yeah,
It's like if you just named it something else, it didn't have to go off the brand, like or you know the name of something. Like I'd be like, this is
now you're
neat.
screwed.
Right, because you're holding yourself to the expectations of that. So if it was just some other treasure hunter, would it be a good movie? Probably.
Right,
It probably
so
would be a good movie.
That's like
Yeah, maybe-
Batman, crime fighter, like
Right.
dark brooding crime man.
Right.
You know,
Maybe they should have named the movie "This Has Been Charted."
definitely charted.
We've been here. I've seen it.
That's
Curse of Oak
GPS,
yeah,
Yeah.
GPS.
starring Mark
that's
Wahlberg.
It's when you discover satellites and civilization, and all the clouds go away.
Yeah.
You're like,
That was-
I can
That
see
actually
all that.
that brings me to another point of ShowDown SmackDown. Actually,
Okay.
I'm just gonna bleed right into that
All
real
right,
quick.
Yep.
Nathan Drake versus Lara Croft.
Gosh,
Nathan Drake because he's a man.
Well, I mean, like,
Oh no, you
not-
silly Canuck.
I could speak freely now. I'd be in a gulag back home for that one.
like, I've played some of the Uncharted. I've not played any of the Tomb Raider games before, just because I've never had access to them. But like,
Have you seen the movies?
no.
Oh,
But like, so what does she do? Other like different like, so they both are looking for things, right? Is that what their like
my
thing
understanding
is?
my understanding is that you are correct.
The difference is she's a girl boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't obnoxious back then, and the games even weren't that obnoxious with Lara Croft being Lara Croft. But
Low poly model.
yeah, the I think the movies, like the old movies of Lara Croft, where you got
That one got me.
where it goes like, we're gonna do game adaptation, and it's all like those Resident Evil ones, and you have
Right.
like
Yeah. Oh man, that was a big thing in the early 2000s.
yeah, like make game movies, and they all are kind of the same.
You know what's so funny about like rewatching the Resident Evil movies?
You rewatch
is-
those?
He does like those movies.
That's a different. That's
I've always seen the first one. I think
that's for a different podcast. Let me finish. Is like their like scene transitions are just like they try to make it as video game esque as possible.
Okay.
And it just makes me chuckle.
okay, but
So, like,
Star
glitches-
Wars has some of the most blatant like screen
Yeah,
transitions.
like it's
Just
Microsoft movies.
I love the Star Wars transition screens though. Those are
No,
amazing.
I'm just saying.
Okay, sorry. Continue
Yep.
on.
Oh, like, I don't know. I like Nathan Drake better. Nathan Drake.
Okay, that's fine. But
I'm really good at the game, so
but I didn't ask you who do you like more. I asked you who to win a fight.
I don't know. I don't really
I mean,
care
like-
for Lara Croft. Nathan Drake is
Who would
Lara
win
Croft,
it?
and he's a man.
Like-
Yeah, Noah's right.
like
So true.
Sex appeal. Who would win?
Sex
Nathan
appeal?
Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake.
Okay.
Okay, depends on who's playing them, right? No. But what I'm saying is like that's like a whole nother ability, right? Like I don't think like
Let me
I don't
be
know.
more-
I
let me-
don't
okay.
I
Let me
don't
be
hang
more-
around a lot of treasure hunters.
Let me be more specific here.
So I don't
okay?
know what they're after, but
So both dual wield pistols. right?
Usually treasure.
So I feel like this would be a different type of fight though. Like this wouldn't be like a who would win like to death. Like this would be like
It'd be-
who would get you the treasure first.
yeah, who could?
Like
Well,
that
that's
would
what I
be
was going
the
to say.
fight, yeah.
That's what I was going to set the situation up.
Drake.
They're both they're
You
both
think
after the Ark of the Covenant. Why not? And
Well,
they
then
arrive at the,
Indiana Jones would win that one. Right?
they
Sorry,
arrive
but-
at the
Yeah, what?
arrive at the spot, at the exact same time. They both have two pistols. They both, Nathan Drake is wearing his typical, necklace with the ring and his cargo pants and all that
and
good
his
stuff.
Henleys.
Yeah, and then Lara Croft has the booty shorts on with the blue tank top, and
You also got Jill Valentine. It's like the same. It's
almost.
It's
You're
the same
right,
costume.
You're not wrong. And that must have been like the look for that, like sex appeal for a
Hot
woman.
girl fighter.
Yeah,
like
busty
Right.
blue tank top,
doesn't mind
short shorts.
sand in her clothing.
shorts. Or, yeah.
Yeah, and so and now they think that each one is with the enemy, and they're gonna fight. So like
I mean, Nathan Drake's a thief. He was brought up rough. Lara Croft had Croft Manor.
okay,
Right.
Like, so she had
Yeah,
to figure
Silver
out the-
Spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, really? Over
Nathan
the
Drake's
orphan?
seen some shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, what does she need to steal? Right.
right.
Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
She's just doing it for fun. at
Nathan
this
Drake
point.
is pretending to be the heir of Sir Francis Drake. And that doesn't mean anything. I just wanted to say that.
Okay. Well,
Isn't
true.
he actually?
No. He never had kids. They claim it, but
Oh.
it's not him.
Okay.
yeah,
It's never answered.
I would say I would pick Lara Croft as probably with like the least experience with either of them from anyone you hear. That's not a resounding like answer for on
Whoa,
Laura. That's not a resounding
Joel.
tally on Laura's behalf.
Upset.
But yeah, I would say I'd have to pick Laura because I just think that there's just something
What if I told you that
something
she?
extra.
What if I told you she walked in the room now and told you it's not Laura, it's Lara? Would that change your answer?
Oh, it is Lara, though.
If anything, it would make me double down on Nathan
Wait,
Drake.
it
because
is
Lara's
Lara?
a stupid name.
It's
I thought it was
Lara.
Laura.
No, it's Lara. Lara.
L-A-R-A.
Lara.
Yeah, no.
I was like, what if she told you her name was not that?
Oh,
Mainly,
well, then that wouldn't be her, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Mainly agreeing with no. I think we can all settle it. Nathan Drake is a man,
Mhm.
and
Right.
treasure hunting is a man's job.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But what if all along he
wow.
found out that the
Lara
treasure
Croft should
was
be
in
making
the
his sandwiches. Come on.
what if
We just lost all of our entire
What
female
if-
audience right now.
well, what I want to say is, what if all along Nathan Drake learns that the real treasure is in the relationships you make along the
So
way?
true.
he goes, it's all
And,
about
and so
family.
he
It's not about
meets,
stealing
he meets
treasure,
Lara
stealing
Croft, and then they get married and they form the most dynamic duo in
Yo.
and they
in
raise
thieving.
kids.
I am
Yeah.
for
She
that
becomes like
as long as Nathan Drake is dominant.
So it'd be Laura Drake,
It wouldn't be Lara Croft Drake. It would be Lara Drake.
not hyphenated.
No hyphens.
Nathan.
I don't think that Angelina Jolie would take that.
No, I don't think she would either.
As she's still called Angelina
But
Jolie.
she would
Yeah, she's not-
definitely
she's
get
not
up
gonna-
out of a pool.
to Bradgeman
There-
Cherry-Pitt.
Well, they're divorced now, so.
They're divorced.
William-
now.
Right, I know, but her name didn't change.
She didn't even
to
use her
Angelina
father's last
Cherry-Pitt.
name because her last name
Yeah,
is
it's Voight.
Voight.
John Voight.
And she went by Jolie.
Oh,
She's
man.
just sticking it to the
I
patriarchy.
forget that all the time that he is her father.
I know.
Yeah,
Every
and
time I
also
watch that
she was-
Seinfeld episode, I'm like, oh, that's Angelina Jolie's
She
dad.
was married.
Yeah.
She was married to Billy Bob Thornton, like in the
Yeah,
late
that's right.
'90s, and he was already like 85 then. You know, he was
already.
he was like this. He's like the same age as John Voight.
all
I'm
about
pretty
the
sure.
love.
I'm pretty sure that Billy Bob Thornton is the same age as John Voight.
Well, he's
That's weird.
66 right
That's messed
now.
up.
Who is?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay. How old?
Oh, John Voight might be a little bit older then, but
John
still.
Voight. 1 second here, boys. Oh yeah, John Voight.
You know, John
is
Voight from-
83. So
from
it's like a 20-year
Transformers.
difference.
From Transformers, you know John Voight.
Yeah.
From Transformers.
You know,
oh,
from
yeah.
his
Mission
most
Impossible.
well-known role.
Rings a bell.
From
Yeah.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
Just name every movie he's been in.
The guy who owned George Costanza's car.
In Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2.
Okay, well, we're not gonna cheat. Yeah.
Zoolander.
If you're gonna,
I sent a meme of
Oh, you mean John Voight from Lara Croft, Tomb Raider?
yeah.
it was like
That
guy
one.
who's only seen Boss Baby once. Like the only movie he's ever seen is Boss Baby 2, and he sees the movie. He goes, "I'm getting some Boss Baby 2 vibes from this." It's like his only reference point for movies. He's watching Schindler's List, and he's like, "It reminds me of Boss Baby."
No, but like that one specific
more.
scene in Boss Baby where they're
Right.
after the Jews. No,
Just
Yikes.
no, but like John Voight being in the Lara Croft movie, like is that like the same as like Steven Tyler singing for Liv Tyler in Armageddon? Like he
During
sings
the
the
Make Love
background
scene?
music, yeah.
It's
During
pretty
the
similar.
animal crackers scene,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Is that
think-
not the same thing? It's like I'm your dad and I approve this message. Like,
I mean, I would
God.
say, yeah. I don't know. I feel like the Steven Tyler thing takes is a little bit higher because
you're singing a song
Yeah.
about love.
like
and
yeah,
your
while your daughter's making love to Ben Affleck.
every time, every time he's selling
call him
insurance.
Affleck. Yeah.
so back to ShowDown, SmackDown, or whatever. Voight or Tyler, who wins?
Voight.
So I would
no,
I would pick Steven
I
Tyler.
pick Steven
Tyler's
Tyler.
a crackhead. He's probably weak.
Exactly.
Dude,
That's true.
Here's the
Whoa.
thing.
Got a crowbar
Here's the
or
thing.
something.
And I just want to say this: it's proven that if you were in a car wreck and you were limp when the car wrecked, like you would probably sustain less injury than if you were like tensed up.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
exactly. That's all. I have to
Crackheads
say.
are always
You
going to
know,
win.
they say when you throw a punch, you shouldn't tense your hand up at all. You know.
Do they really?
Right.
No, but Steven Tyler, you know, he can kick, you know, and stuff. I've
They
seen
made-
it. I've seen it in the
He-
music videos.
He's got the microphone stand. You know, that's
He's
good.
got his guitar.
He always knows who around him has a gun.
He's got those big ass lips.
Oh,
Yeah.
precious.
There's a arcade. We went to the arcade downtown.
That's great. I love that place.
yeah. They
that place
have
is really cool,
Aerosmith.
Pinball machine.
No, it's like
What?
a shoot 'em up like
Guitar
a,
Hero. Type of game.
No, it's
Wait,
like a
isn't
gun. It's like you
Aerosmith-
shoot records out of this like gun.
I didn't
and they're
play that
like,
one.
You got like we gotta like music and like we gotta be free.
That
and
dude looks like a lady.
yeah. These guys. Yeah, it was the weirdest like arcade game I've ever played.
They
They're
made
like,
games
You
for.
played
Yeah, I
Did you
played.
enjoy it?
Do you have the record on it now?
Yeah,
No one had played it
lost so
before
many
you.
records.
Yeah.
It was so weird. I think Steven Tyler would win.
I think Steven Tyler would win as well.
I'm still
Yeah.
sticking with John Voight. He just gives
Tell
me
me
that
why.
neat old man energy, you know?
Is it
Mean
because
old
he's in
man.
Mission Impossible? And
No,
he
It's
shot
because
himself?
he's
You
conservative.
look up his
shoot
face.
himself.
He
He
just
just want,
looks like a tough old guy.
Okay.
The
He-
blood.
John
But he
Voight
faked his
fought
death,
in
though.
Vietnam,
Did.
man. Come on.
Wait.
Oh, he did?
Back up. Say it again.
Apparently. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
this
what I'm
changes
seeing
a
here.
lot.
Oh, John
actually.
Voight wins.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
Steven Tyler
but
was-
Steven Tyler fought in the war on drugs. So I mean,
I mean, on the losing
he was on
side.
the losing
He's
side.
in-
Well, actually, technically, he was on
he's
the
on
winning
the
side.
winning side,
Technically,
yeah.
he was on the winning side.
Wait. Time out. I'm seeing that he. I'm seeing that he won an award for a leading role as a paraplegic in the Vietnam War.
You know what? That might have been what I read. Never mind.
He has more exposure to war than
No.
Steven Tyler does.
Never mind. It's back. I didn't even fight here.
Steven Tyler's got a war in his
He was
mind.
in a movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually.
Cannot corroborate that. Never mind.
That's hilarious, actually.
Well, of the two, who's more likely to be in Guinness World Records for biggest mouth?
Steven Tyler. But
Exactly,
What's a mouth
that's all
gonna do
you
for you to
need.
fight?
That's all you need. Steven Tyler would win, hands down.
Biggest target. Oh no, win. He would win.
Oh, but John Voight would be a bigger target than
Arr.
Steven Tyler. He's so
Yeah.
scrawny.
That's true.
That's
I mean,
true. Yeah,
I don't
that's all the drugs.
John
I mean,
Voight does have 99 acting credits. So.
I'm leaning more towards John Voight now that you guys were thinking
No,
about.
he's
I
not
still-
actually the
no.
war veteran though. That was a movie.
Well, yeah, he was.
He might
he
have been in the war.
pretended to be
I
a war
really
veteran.
think Steven Tyler's going to win just because of the fact that he's a crackhead, and John Voight can't. He can't predict the moves.
Is he a crackhead?
I don't know.
I,
Look at him.
Wasn't
like,
he kicked out of
maybe-
Aerosmith?
Ozzy Osbourne a bit, but I don't know.
Man, that dude's chewing bats. That's weird.
That dude was biting heads off bats, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't know, man.
With his circle
I
sunglasses.
Let's just be
I
thankful
gotta
that
give
he's
it-
getting rid of that bat problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, one last question for you guys before we wrap this one up. That Moon Knight
Yes.
show on Disney Plus is coming with Oscar Isaac.
Yay.
What do you guys think about that one?
Oh, it's great. We get a schizophrenic superhero.
Absolutely. With,
It's gonna be so cool.
The representation that matters.
Which part of
Oh, I
him
don't-
is the
yeah.
hero?
Huh?
I
he
don't
has
know.
many personas.
So the moon talks to him, right?
Oh, good.
And he's it's not
Yeah.
really
So it's an
him,
Not really the
astrology
moon,
guy.
but
He's
yeah.
an astrology
but
guy.
it's not. No,
It's
he's
like Moon God, right?
He's just like yeah, but it's not really like he is not actually Moon Knight. He just is there, right? He's just like the
He
body.
takes advantage of 70% of him being water.
It's like Mr.
what?
affected by the tides.
Okay.
I thought it was like Dr. Fate or whatever. What's his name? The DC guy. Who? What's his name?
No. Dr. Fate and Doctor Strange are the ones that are similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had that mixed up.
Yeah, I think what happens with Moon Knight is he's a former U.S. Marine, and he's
Yeah.
struggling with
Is he not schizophrenic?
dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, right. That's
and he's
the
granted
right way to say
powers
that.
by an Egyptian god who is he's a moon god.
The opposite of Ra,
Yeah,
Isis.
and so he has
I
multiple
don't know.
personality disorder,
Something like
and
that.
each one also takes on the persona of a different version of Moon Knight. So there's one that's like, as most people have seen, like the one with the hood and the cape is very just like brooding, and he's dark. He's kind of like the
Depends on what he's
Daredevil.
feeling that day.
Yeah, it depends on what. Yeah, if he's a well, actually, to that degree, his powers are dictated by which like the cycle of the moon. So that kind of puts into perspective.
Yeah, that's pretty
there.
cool, actually.
So
Good.
Oh,
I hear that this one's
blood
supposed to be
moon tonight.
Pretty, yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
I hear this is
Oh, it's
supposed to be
that
pretty
time of the
dark.
month. Moon Knight.
Yeah,
I just love Oscar Isaac, man.
I think he's a
feel
great
like
actor.
I feel like he got great exposure from Poe Dameron, and then he just got infinitely better roles after that. You know,
Well, actually, I think that he even is more endearing on me because he is the guy who's in the right nonstop throughout The Last Jedi, and he is given like the shaft
and he's shafted every time.
Every time, and it's like if you just let him do his thing, he either dies and it's no big deal,
or he wins,
succeeds, and it ends all.
No,
their
but you're a
problems.
man and handsome, and you're Oscar Isaac.
Right. So
Yeah.
for me personally, like that made me like him even more because he literally could have solved that problem in 5 minutes.
I liked him in Annihilation,
Oh yeah.
and I liked him in Dune.
What do you think about him in X-Men Apocalypse?
Who was he in that?
What?
He was Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he did that. That movie was pretty
What?
forgettable.
I thought I might.
That was not the best of the X-Men series. though.
Okay,
yeah.
that again, I don't know if that's his fault. I feel, but
No, I'm not
It's-
blaming. I wouldn't blame
No,
Oscar Isaac.
yeah,
for that.
sorry.
No.
No. I'm glad he's getting a interesting. Marvel. I'm kind of done with Marvel, but
As most people but me are.
I've felt that. No, it's just that like I was excited for Spider-Man, to be honest, but other than that, I was like, it was just a really good package deal the first time through. Like the first 25 minutes or whatever. It's
and
like
it buttoned it up, and it was like
it was
okay.
it was a good. If you wanted to end there, you could end there. You could jump off that train, so to speak, like right
Yep.
there, be like, yeah, I'm good. But they're gonna keep making them, and I haven't really kept up with the shows, to be honest. But
Me neither.
I'm kind of ready for something else. I mean, I've been looking.
If you want to
for-
see something else, go watch The Batman.
The bet.
Full
All
circle.
right, fine.
All right, guys. That's probably going to wrap us up for this episode. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit those buttons below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.